fun. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Before we get started, as always, I want to give a shout out to the lovely music we've been listening to during pre-stream here today. This is Dreamer by Declan DP. You can find their information in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. Thank you to Declan and everybody like them who makes either free to use or low-cost assets for us streamers, so we can have better streams. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Hacha! Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever it is in your part of the world. I am Deuscain, your variety tape streamer for the night. And tonight, we are going to be jumping back into Tavern Talk, a visual novel game set in a fantasy universe where we are a barkeep who always serves drinks and never serves food. They must be getting hungry there. Anyway, we've been playing this for the last few weeks. I think we're getting pretty close to the end. We might even be able to beat the game tonight. We'll see. But before we do that, we're going to do a little bit of just chatting here before we jump in. And yeah, I have nothing planned for this conversation because I was in the middle of trying to do a commission purchase. And I ran out of time. So I'm really hoping those 2 slots for that commission don't get filled up before the end of this, because I found the perfect person. I swear to God. Oh man. Yeah, please don't fill up. Please don't fill up. Oh goodness. But no, I'm having a pretty good time. I had a good weekend. I saw Deadpool. Saw the new Deadpool movie. That was good. I liked it. I had a conversation with somebody who said that they didn't like the movie. That basically the humor wasn't really their taste, and there's a lot of like cameos and references to stuff, and that's valid. I can see why they might not like it if they don't like those things, because the movie did have a lot of that stuff. But I enjoyed it. It's a good like shut your brain off, sit back and laugh at the funny movie, and had these like weird moments of like calm and quiet, where just like a character gives the movie a moment of emotional weight that I was not expecting to find in a Deadpool movie. Like, they're usually kind of dumb and slapsticky, and this one actually had a little bit of heart at times, and that was really nice. Also taking around with my phone. I'm gonna put it to the side here. But no, it was a good movie. I had a good time. I also went and fixed my car. If you caught my my last stream on Friday, I mentioned Wednesday of last week I went to turn my car on, and I got a little warning message saying, "Warning, keyless ignition fob, low on battery." And I'm like, "Oh, that's fine. I've got a backup key." And the backup key didn't work either. And I was real panicked towards the end of the week, because I'm just like, "Oh God, what do I do if they both die?" No. I was fine. I got there in plenty of time. Super fast and easy to do. Like, I granted I paid somebody to do it, but it was like, I think it was, they were able to fix it so fast there was no labor charge. Like, that's how fast it is. I just paid for the parts. So, you know. But yeah, so that was quick and easy thing, and then I went out and got something nice for lunch that day. Sorry, I just realized I'm out of Pokeballs. I need to go buy them for the game. So, shop. 20. Yes. Buy another 20. I love the fact that I'm using this so often. Just means I have a crap ton of money that I can just buy tons of Pokeballs and never run out. Love it so much. Love it so much. Anyway, now that that's done, I need to unmute this and fix things. So, yes, I also did have a commission I was working on. I have an idea for a thing and stuff and things and stuff we can do. And I think it's going to be fun. I think there's a lot of fun things I've got planned for the near to distant future. And yes, it's going to be real fun. I'm looking forward to it. But also means that I have to get my commission slot. And I don't know if that's going to work out. Hopefully, because I found somebody I really like. Oh, man. But no. Focus, brain. Focus. We've got this. But no, in general, I had a very good weekend. Like, Saturday was running around doing errands and stuff. And then Sunday was just kind of a lazy day. I didn't do much more than buy groceries. I don't even think I did laundry that day. Though I did get my new sheets in. And I watched those. I was doing laundry tonight. So if you hear a beep in the background, the laundry's done. But no, I was doing laundry over the weekend and washed the new sheets. And I just emptied out the lint filter tonight because the whole thing is the color of my new sheets. There's a sweater in there. So yeah, new sheets. Very comfy, very cozy. My old ones feel like they were very worn out. So I'm glad I have a replacement for them now. Also, I didn't realize I had another set of sheets too. I was like packing up the old ones. I'm like, yeah, these will be good for a backup. Oh god, I have another backup. I have another backup of the same color. Huh. Which they're green, in case anybody actually is curious about that. Green sheets is what I replaced, and I bought red ones. So, apparently, Christmas in July, or some such. But no, I am a little bit, because I was scheduling out some content this, was it this weekend? Maybe that was what I worked on Sunday. Scheduling out content for the next few weeks, and I'm not sure what we're going to lead with, or what we're going to follow with after Tavern Talk. If we do beat it tonight. I think Wargrove's got a little bit more time, because they did look up like a summary of that, and as long as those fights are taking us, like, I've probably got 2 or 3 more fights just to get to the end of the current part of like recruiting the allies we need to help us, which is going to be a whole stream, and then there's going to be plenty of other fights. Wargroove seems like it's got a fairly long like solo campaign, but with Tavern Talk potentially finishing tonight, I've got some thinking to do on what I'm going to put in that slot. Because I'm a little worried about putting anything like too long in, because I want to have some freedom when fall hits and some good games come out that I'm looking forward to, and also Halloween. I want Halloween games. So not being able to do that would be bad. Oh. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that a little bit. I'm thinking, I'm planning, I'm plotting, scheming even. But yeah. So we shall see what comes of it, because it's one of those things like I'm like, you know, to talk very broadly. Well, I also finish this commission in the background because I made up my mind about something. But no, when it comes to like Halloween games and stuff like that, I have Dead Space 1, which I've never played, or I might have played it very briefly, but I've never played, and I have a copy. I have a copy of the remake, and it would be a fun thing to play. Also, Bloomtown's going to be coming around. Bloomtown should drop. Bloomtown should drop sometime in, I think it said Q3. I still don't have a release date for that, which bothers me. But I think Tavern Talk did the same thing, where like there was no release date until there was. So yeah, that should be fine. And Oh, excuse me. So Bloomtown is gonna practically be a drop whatever I'm doing and do that type of game. And I was actually this past Friday night I jumped into the game a game of Persona 5 that a friend of mine was playing, Noi, and I've been wanting to play that game for a while, and I've never done that. So kind of want to, pick it up and try it, but I feel like Persona 5 needs a little bit more. I need to do some like prep and like something special. Like, how can I play Persona 5 without like a new like PNG of like me in a Persona outfit or something like that? Like, I gotta step it up. I've got to step it up. So, but yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know what else I want to do for the next game or two. Like I said, I've got those couple that I could play, but I don't really want to jump anything too crazy. I do have like Last Descendants as a game, which I picked it up, and it might be good. I don't know. I haven't actually played it. I just heard of people talking about it. So maybe I'll pick it up and try it out on stream and just be like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing, but we're jumping in. I'm looking here at other games that we could play. So I have a couple like one-off ones. I could do like a short hike, and I know somebody beat that in like one sitting. There's a Little Gator game. I know I saw somebody beat that in what would be like 1 to 2 sittings. Also, I need to add, like, I've got Toem, and I know somebody beat that pretty quick and simple. Goes there. I guess it's a co-op game. Ooh. So yeah, there's just a bunch of like one-off things I could do before a game comes out that I'm trying to stretch time to. It's just a question of how much time I have to stretch, because if we beat Tavern Talk tonight, I have all of August and September to have to go through before potentially getting to another game, and that's 8 weeks. I beat Earthbound in 8 weeks, for pity's sake. So like, I've got plenty of time. So, yeah, I don't quite know what yet. I'm thinking like 3 months out right now, rather than like next month or 2 out. So I'm curious. Also, I don't know if people saw this on Twitter or in my Discord. I did like a survey, or I did a poll. Technically, it wasn't a survey; it was a poll on like, what do you want to see from my streams, and I had the options of like play like evergreen content, like a Final Fantasy 14 or League of Legends or something like that, like something that's just like one game that I can really spend a lot of time in, or if I should play a more variety of games, or if I should do like something different, or like more chatting streams. What was the actual thing that I had? What did I say? What did I do? Because I had it here. Just chatting. And I didn't get a lot of responses, but basically it was 40% like big games, like those big evergreen games, 40% for a more variety of games, and 20% for experimental content. So I'm like, I don't know. 4 people out of 10 want something new. 4 people out of 10 want to watch the same thing forever. And 2 people out of 10 are like, get weird. Do fun stuff. I don't know. Sorry, I am gonna finish this and send this one in because I would like the thing and I want it to. Oh, there we go. That. Why does that require? Why is that a required field? It's asking, do I have a hard deadline? The answer is no. I don't have a hard deadline. It's like a month from now. Alright, that's submitted. I got it in just under the wire. Oh man. I hope they pick me. Okay, I got it in. Alright. Good. Okay, sorry, that was distracting me, and I wanted the thing that I put in for. I want it. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, so there's a bunch of good stuff I've got planned for the future, and some things that like I said, Persona, like I feel like I could do something cool for that. I don't know what yet, but I figure I can do something cool for that. Because I know that game's popular, and Noi, who I rated that night, was just like, if you play Persona, I'm in. If you play Persona, I'm in. I'm like, oh shit, an audience. I should probably play Persona. Oh man. Oh no. Not the yawnies. Okay. Alright. So let me get the game booted up and then we will jump into Tavern Talk. We're almost certainly going to be taking a break in the middle of the stream. Though I do have a new toy. I do have a new toy to share with us. So, let's hop over to the game. It does. So if you notice there in the lower left, I now have a new icon for goals and stuff. So yeah, got that there. Got that made from, what is there? How am I supposed to say their name again? Tohfee, Tohfee. You know what? I'm just going to link their Twitter. I'm also going to poke a catch. But this is their Twitter. This is the nice person that made my little thing in the corner down there. It is reactive, so as we get follows and subscriptions and donations, that will actually, like, change up. So, let me... I should make that a little bit bigger. There. I like that a little bit more. Hey, J-Log. Good evening. Click on that. Now we're over here, and you actually got here just in time for us to start the game up. My July is going good. Busy, but good. See, I'm interested about this. Who is this? Is this us, I wonder? Anyway. Alright, so we got this. This is the same minute. But yeah, how's your summer been going? Part 12. It takes 2 or 3. 10th day of the astral moon. Hey, Melly. Veswa's best detective. Veswa's best. How did I do Melly's voice? Veswa's best detective duo has returned. Welcome back, Melly and Malachite, John. I'm calling him Aura now. Because he's giving you migraines? No, because of his gloomy aura, of course. Well then, Melly, Aura, it's good to have you two back in town. I assume you're able to solve the mystery surrounding the missing familiars? Yes! With the help of my trusty assistant, I was able to figure it out. And that's remarkable, I have to say. Good thing you went with her, Aura. It was a dangerous mission. Did you encounter a T-Rex? Of course not, but we were nearly burned alive. That's not what I would have expected. You always expect life to double-cross you. I'm glad you both made it back in one piece, then. But I'm curious, what was the reason behind those vanishing familiars? Do I need to worry about Andu disappearing too? How about we tell you about what happened in Zoford, but only exchange for 2 free drinks? I can see you've learned a thing or two in your first big mission. Or it taught me how to be more cunning. Only the basics. No need to be so humble, you taught her well. What kind of drink would you like today, Melly? I want something... something that'll polish my investigative and deductive skills. A drink that'll make me even smarter than I am now, so no mysterious case like this one will ever be unsolvable for me. Coming right up. Alright, a brain juice for Melly. Come on, get the thing. Oh, it does do that. Alright, so it's 1 of you. It's 2 of you. And I should only need 1 more of you. Right? And she wants the good brain stuff. Yes. Oh. Right, I tap this. Let's see if this will make your brain cells multiply. Thank you. Let me try. Oh, this is good. I can already feel it. I'm going to be completely unstoppable. Hey, Sean Rail. Going pretty well. We are in day 12 of this. So if you want to avoid spoilers, warning. Just want to give you a heads up on that. We might actually hit the ending tonight. But otherwise, yes, I am doing very well. Thank you. Thank you for asking. I'm closing my eyes. I'm reading it out loud. I can already feel it. I'm going to be completely unstoppable. Oh, no. Oh, yes. Initially, I wanted to sit this one out, but I might actually need a drink now. It would be my pleasure if it means I got to hear your story. Also, I'm longing for another one of your little secrets. Right, we made a deal. It's good to see you too, Sean Real. Correct. So what will it be today? Maybe something that will help me counter her verbal attacks now that she is linguistically invincible. So the usual, right? Give me a second. I'll be right back. And you like charisma. I don't know why he likes charisma so much. They like charisma? But this is 3 charisma, so I'll take it. Give some courage to talk? Maybe. I do love the fact that he keeps changing his name all the time. That just tickles me. 1,000 wins. This should make things easier for you. I can see it in his face. Is it that bad? Huh? No, silly. He likes it. You can clearly see it in the way his scarf is moving. Ah, I see. My deductive skills aren't that bad at all. You think you could teach me a thing or two sometime? Of course! Then we'll be a trio. The detective, her trusty assistant, and the curious apprentice. I like the sound of that. It's been a while since I've been an apprentice. I don't remember being asked if I wanted to be any part of this. But I couldn't have completed the quest without you. Also, being a detective's trusty assistant is an honorable duty. I'm glad you came with me. Of course, couldn't let you walk headfirst into the open maw of a hungry T-Rex. Heh. Did you actually encounter a T-Rex in Zoford? No, don't be silly. For a moment, I thought you just shared one of your many secrets with me. Right, I guess I owe you one of those now. My hair isn't actually all black. I know, that's not a secret. I can clearly see the white streak. Anyways. But now, please, I'm dying to know what happened to Zoford. So, thanks to the golden feathers, you made it to Zoford in the blink of an eye. I don't think I've ever felt that fast in my life. It was like he had the zoomies. They helped us remain unseen, too. Thanks to your drink, we were able to sneak around the city without attracting too much attention. But those ghosts were the clue we needed. I knew we'd find something at the docks, so we made our way there. She was right. In the dead of night, just hours after we had left your tavern, we spotted a peculiar dog roaming near the water. We watched as it tried to sneak onto a cargo ship. It behaved weird, undog-like. It hid behind some barrels and kept looking left and right before it started sneaking on board. I've never seen a dog do that before. It looked like it didn't know how to be a dog. It didn't use its nose, its ears. It was just off. We watched as one of those workers noticed the dog and scared it away. My investigative senses were tingling. So we started asking around, as detectives do when they want to collect some evidence. A few people said they had also seen some animals with odd behaviors. Most of them thought it had been some kind of illness, like rabies. Or that they were spirits disguised in animal forms sent by a sea witch. So they stayed away and minded their own business. Not very high-class detective of them, but they made for fine witnesses. Apparently there's something like a weekly get-together for all the town's familiars. We decided to check it out. And? We managed to track down a few of the participating familiars to get more insight. It was a little tricky since none of them wanted to talk to us at first. I think they were a bit wary of strangers. It also seems to be difficult for familiars to speak to people they don't know. Must have something to do with their magical abilities. With our combined charm and charisma, Aura and I were finally able to gain the trust of one of them. They told us something strange. They said all those familiars that went missing seemed to have been in contact with one particular magician. So of course we had to pay that wizard a visit. Preferably when he wasn't at home. I think that's called burglary. Finding out his address was child's play. Apparently he's quite popular among the people of Zoford. It just took ours a little bit of well-executed bribery to find the magician's home. Did you take some notes? I did. Prepare yourself for to be my next test subject, Innkeeper. I'm excited to see how much you've learned. You'll be surprised. Flabbergasted. Gobsmacked. Very well. Your drink really did wonders. We managed to break in without anyone noticing. It was so exciting. We snuck around looking for evidence. Maybe a hidden ritualistic chamber or something like that. And did you find one? Sadly, no. But we found his office with the door open. Inside were a lot of books about different kinds of animals and familiars. We figured he just loves animals, or at least needed that knowledge for something else. As any world-class detective would, I also checked his trash can. And, did you find anything? Well, nothing that helps solve the case. But, I did find something you'd like between all that shredded paper. It's like a recipe for a magical drink, just like the ones you serve. Ta-da! That's very useful. The Silent Owl. It's another freaking brain drink. What? I have one dex drink. Give me another dex drink. I'm tired of making swift strikes. Why you doing this to me, game? Why you doing this to me? And that's very useful. No, it's not. That's what I thought. Anyway, Aura and I continue to search for clues. His office also had books about common and uncommon diseases in animals, so we kind of had a connection to the reported case of rabies. I thought it was a bit of a stretch. Not that I could change her mind. That wasn't all we found. Next to his desk in a small cupboard were his diaries. They were full of notes and spells I didn't understand. Something about transmutational magic. And while she studied his diaries, I rummaged through his belongings and scrolls. I had absolutely no clue what any of it meant, until I found something of interest. Details, instructions on how to unbind a familiar from their services. A thought began to manifest in my brain, though I couldn't quite grasp it yet. But somehow my instincts told me I had all the information I needed. I just had to stitch everything together. Kind of like what I do when I assemble quests for my patrons. Exactly! When I tried getting to it, we heard the front door squeak and creak as someone entered the house. We tried to hide, of course, but we hadn't been quick enough with our investigation. And definitely not subtle either. The whole place looked super chaotic. The wizard immediately knew something was off. And a potentially dangerous person on high alert is even more dangerous, so we had to be on guard. Aura hid under the table, but I had other plans. I managed to jump onto a bookshelf and wedge myself right under the ceiling. So I was hidden, but I could see the whole room. Good call. I watched as the magician barged in, but he wasn't alone. He was accompanied by a lizard, a colorful bird, and a two-headed sheep. Oh no, not one of those again. Huh? It's nothing. Please continue. It was so weird. The bird didn't know how to fly, the lizard walked on two legs, and the sheep's two heads always looked in the same direction. As if they didn't know how to be real animals, just like the dog from the docks. But now we had proof. Weird animals were definitely connected to the weird wizard. And since the wizard noticed something, he stopped and said to the animals, "No, you three, get out of here. I don't want you to get in trouble or hurt." I already had my fingers wrapped around the handle of my knife, ready to strike. I'm sure he felt my murderous intent. But it does sound like he cared about those animals. That's what I thought, too. As soon as they left the room, I saw him create a ball of flames in his hands. He was ready to strike. I knew I had to do something. He would have done horrible things to Aura. So I meowed. Like a cat. Uh-huh. I pretended to be a cat. And somehow it worked, even though I was wearing clothes. The wizard turned around and saw me on top of the bookshelf. His features turned from worried to soft in a millisecond, and he said, "Oh, a little rascal. How did you get in here? Did I lock you in? You must have been so terribly scared." And I was scared, but not for the reason he thought. I just meowed a second time, as you do when you're pretending to be a cat. And he said very politely, "Would you please come down here? This room isn't for a place for little cats, but I can offer you a cup of milk instead." And that was a very tempting offer. So as any cat would, I answered, "No, but I would love some chocolate milk." I kinda forgot the cats don't usually speak. Needless to say, his face was priceless. I don't want to click on that. But then his hand started to light up again. I immediately knew she was in danger, so I broke every possible rule the Thieves Guild taught me and just popped up from underneath the table. That was very brave of you. I don't know if I'd ever been so fearless. Well, I had to. The wizard turned around. He was surprised, maybe even scared, but he was also ready to fire at me. I already saw my life flashing before my eyes. And before I could even think about it, I yelled, "We know you don't mean any harm. You're just trying to protect those familiars, right?" Apparently I hit a nerve. He stopped right in his tracks. I took advantage of that moment and tried to explain why we were at his home in the first place. I told him everything about the quests, the familiars, the weird dog. Usually I'm not very good with words, but, well, your drink definitely did what it was supposed to. I don't know how, but I think I managed to de-escalate the situation. He looked panicked before that, as if he was being chased. Maybe he actually expected people to come after him. Hearing all those clues out of Aura's mouth kind of flipped a switch in my brain. I could see the truth right in front of me. Suddenly, everything made so much sense. I jumped down from the shelf and began my conclusion. It's clear to me that you, the accused, do not have ill intentions. However, that does not make you innocent. You're still involved in the disappearance of some familiars. She was walking back and forth when she gave her speech. Needless to say, the wizard and I were equally confused. You're fond of animals, and as such, familiars. And while I don't know anything about magic, I have heard the term transmutational before. Who hasn't, honestly? It's a broadly used term. That right there was a blatant lie. So I, the world's greatest detective, had concluded. You are turning familiars into animals, or at least you're making them look like animals. You were also accompanied by some of those turned familiars, and you cared for their safety. That means that they were here of their own free will. So by turning them into animals, you did them a favor. They wanted to be transmutated. But now their patrons and other familiars can't reach them anymore. And they're worried that something bad happened to them. And that's why we're here. Case closed. That's pretty impressive. And you figured that all out by yourself? Yeah. The magician was also really impressed. I totally hit the nail on the head. I explained again we were just there to investigate. But that also was necessary for the familiars and their friends and families to talk to each other. The remaining familiars wanted an explanation, as well as their former mages. The wizard had already felt guilty for doing something behind their backs, of course. Turns out the familiars were unhappy in their dragon-like bodies, and much preferred feeling like real animals. But they were also afraid of telling their patrons and familiar friends, so none of their remaining acquaintances knew what had happened. Of course, they expected the worst. Why else would your friends just leave you alone and disappear without a trace? Yeah. But obviously none of them wanted to continue like that, so we helped set up a meeting for them to talk it out. And they did! All the magicians were very understanding, if a little sad to lose their connections. The other familiars also welcomed them with open arms, even though they were a little confused at first. They needed a while to understand why their friends wanted to be animals. But I think they got to it eventually. So all in all, it sounds like a very successful quest. Wait. So all in all, it sounds like a very successful quest. Absolutely. I'm glad you got to uncover the truth. Me too. The magician even decided to give us something in return for helping him. Neither of us had any use for it, so we wanted to give it to you. Don't say that. It makes it sound like it's a bad gift, and it's not. What is it then? It's a ring of beast story, with a lost familiar inside of it. We found it a long time ago, but its patron never showed up. We named it Renu. Melina can't take care of it, and I have my sheepfish, Rufus. But you have Andu, so you already know how to take care of a mini dragon. Oh, I absolutely do. You might enjoy some company. So thank you two very much. Have a good one, Robbie. Thank you. I need to get back to Rufus. Now. He gets lonely without me sometimes. Or is it you get lonely without him? He's my pet. I need to take care of him. Don't worry, I'm sure Fable did a good job. Going okay so far. Slept a lot today, and now I'm trying to fix a mod in Project Zomboid. Ah, nice. Is it the mod that makes the only two drivers in the world hit each other in a dead-on collision? Because you might need to fix that mod. I saw Perry's short. How? The same road, the same intersection at the same time. How? I wish I could fix that one, but I might have to chalk that up to user error. Maybe just a little bit. Wink. Though it's nice to see how much you care for your pet. He's been my only friend since my parents died a long time ago. Oh. Were they also eaten by zombies? No. They were burned alive. Oh. Trying to fix the music mod. Need some tunes while driving. Oh, nice. Oh no, Zephyr. I mean, Malachite. I mean, Aura. I remember it as if it were yesterday. It was late afternoon, and my parents also wanted to visit the adjacent village to buy some grain. But they never returned. I wanted to look for them. But when I got to the village, every house, every barn, even the ground was ablaze. I heard yelling, people screaming in pain, pleading for help. And my parents were nowhere to be found. A few survivors confirmed they had seen them earlier that day, before the fire. I later found out that the perpetrator was the pretentious son of a noble family. He had a disagreement with a farmer over some payments, and instead paid a bunch of criminals to set fire to his barn. But the fire spread uncontrollably and devoured everything in its path, including innocent lives. Just like it did today. That's awful. I'm sorry, Aura. It's alright. I bottled up all my emotions and combined them into desire. Hey, Lady Romanya. Thank you for the raid. Spider raid! Yeah! What were you playing? Ooh, Assassin's Creed. Nice. Oh god, I'm doing the voices. Ah! You shouldn't assassinate innocents. Ezio wouldn't do that. If memory serves, I don't think you're playing as Ezio in Revelations. You're playing as somebody else who might assassinate innocents. Take a drink of water here, too. Oh, it is Ezio? Nice. Oh, is this like Old Man Ezio? I think I heard one of the games is Old Man Ezio. He got whole 3 titles of his own. Because, yeah, you got Assassin's Creed 2, you got Brotherhood, and I guess Revelations is the 3rd. It's alright, I bottled up all of my emotions and combined them into desire. For a family? For revenge. Oh. But that sounds like a lonely desire, though. And you haven't found any friends since? No. The people in the Thieves Guild helped me survive, but they weren't particularly keen on friendship. Altair, Ezio, Connor, Kenway, and then I forget. Yeah. Isn't there like a new one out now for like Persian? What is the newest one? There's a Viking one. That one's probably either Connor or Kenway. But what? So I just chose the lonely path that was meant for me. That's not very nice of them. But now you have me. And? Connor is an indigenous kid during the U.S. Revolution. Okay, so that one's in America. Which means Kenway was the Viking, probably. We're best friends now, Aura. And accomplices. We can found our own guild. Like a detectives guild. No. Give us a few more quests and we'll be the most famous detectives in all of Fasoa. I'm sure of that. And good mythical morning to you, Innkeeper. This time it's actually still morning. That doesn't mean it isn't also morning somewhere else in the world. Of course not. It's a really cute hat you're wearing. Thanks. Can I try it on sometime? Only if you tell me your name. Fellow Master of Bravery, I see. There's nothing more you could possibly teach me. A world-class detective like me doesn't need extra lessons in bravery. So you're a detective? Yeah. Best detective in all of Fasoa, I might add. I'm Melina, by the way, but you can call me Melly. Happy to make your acquaintance, Melly. I'm Hexagon Hex, but you can call me Hex. Like, by your last name? No, Hex. Short for Hexagon, obviously. Ah. And here's the grim-looking fellow next to you. Oh, him? They look grouchy, but they're my world-class assistant. Not by choice. His name's Aura. I'm sure it is, yes. Nice to meet you, Aura. But I think you've gotten enough information out of me. Can I try on your hat now? That's a tricky one. You see this little star pendant on the tip of my hat? Uh-huh. It classifies me as a wizard of Primordial Sea. A silver one, I might add. One of Leviathan's most trusted confidants. Ooh. For all his knowledge is directly transmitted to anyone with a hat like mine. In particular, silver stars like me have access to information that leaked to the masses would break the order of this world. Oh, wow. But every silver star has to go through extensive mental training. Such amounts of knowledge would drive any mortal without proper training insane. Oh no. So I can't let you try on my hat without endangering your life. I couldn't forgive myself over the reason Fasoa's greatest detective went mad. That is very honorable of you. But I, the great detective Melina, have concluded that you, Hexagon Hex, are nothing but a bad liar. You're a great detective indeed. Oh, you little shit-eating grin bastard. I honestly thought you were pretty convincing, Hex. Thank you. Wait, you actually believed him? I must admit, I considered it for a moment. No way! But I decided for myself that his words were fairly unplausible. I just happen to know a thing or two about the primordial sea. I've read a few books, heard some rumors, you know how it is. And I really doubt Leviathan would share his precious knowledge with a mere mortal. Nothing against you, Hex. Thank the dragons! For a second, I really lost my faith in you there, Innkeeper. I gotta say, you're really convincing. I sure am. Looks like even a great detective like me never stops learning. Honestly, you could have just told me no, though. I would have revealed my name even without promising a magic hat in the line. But it's more fun this way. I think honesty is also a very important skill to master. Whatever you say, detective. But Hex, what brings you in here today? Ah, nothing really. I was just longing for another one of your drinks. You know, the kind that would flood my head with new ideas. Leave it to me. No. 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 Definitely no. 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 This is the only one. And the silent owl will work, right? Yeah, it's 3 mind. Here you go. This should do the trick. Let's see. Oh, I can feel it already. All the ideas, they're manifesting in my brain. Honestly, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I guess we'll have to find out. Oh, can you maybe show me a magic trick? Just to test your abilities in me. Well, yeah, of course it can. I'm glad you asked. You know, I'm a master of fire. Oh, then, can you also do fireballs? I wouldn't call a fireball a mere magic trick, more like a fully fledged spell. But I can create tiny flames on the top of my fingertips. Like cute little candles. I want to see that. I would maybe advise you two to play with fire outside. A lot of my ingredients are very flammable. You missed a great big show then. I think somehow I'll manage to survive. Your loss. Or are you coming as well? I'm good. Alright, Lone Wolf, you're missing out though. Certainly. See you later. Have fun. Alright, and that's an ad break. So I am gonna tap out and go refill my water and get some snacks and stuff. So we'll be back in a couple minutes. All right, I am back. Back over the game. And then my audio, yeah, because my audio is working. So basically, what happened just as the ad break triggered is it went from morning to midday, afternoon. Carolyn entered into the bar and then walked up and grabbed a quest. And that is literally all that happened. Like Aura, Melly, Innkeep. And then Kara shows up and says Innkeep. Where did you come from? Look at that little guy up there. Oh, that's my new pet. Oh, that's the new baby dragon. Oh, that's so adorable. I love that thing. Care. Is Quest up? Oh god, I gotta figure out the southern accent I used for Carolyn. Is Quest up for tagging? Maybe it's more like Cajun. It sure is. Why else would it be hanging on the quest board? Who asked you, thief? Are you going all by yourself? Of course, I don't do groups. But it could be quite dangerous. Deria seems to be a hotspot for danger at the moment. You wanna come with me or what? If so, spit it out, kid. No. Fine. There's nothing this greatsword can't cleave through by itself. Won't need much help. Cool. They always like that innkeep? Depends on who's in the room. Ah, I see how it is. You do? Yeah, of course I do. You're like a dragon. Barely know me, so it's obvious you're reserved, not to expose any weak points. But sometimes you gotta find the fine line between being reserved and being a tad too... edgy? That. Can you stop psychoanalyzing me? Sure can. No. Great. Not like you're right with any of your assumptions. You can always enlighten us. I'll pass, but I wouldn't mind another drink. Same as always? Yes, something... you know... something for my aura. Gotcha. It's on the house this time. Listen here, you moody bitch. We're gonna stuff so much charisma up your ass. Take your damn feels good drink. Thanks. That's good. Enough. Splendid. Alright, moving on. What about you, Karen? I'd like to know more about the chasm scape that's the path to Deria. I mean, I haven't been there yet. Me neither, actually. Really? Do you think I never leave this tavern? Wait. Do you have any special insights that might be useful? Not so much about the situation in Deering itself, but bits and bobs I picked up over the last days. Enlighten me. As you read, travel to Deering has become a bit of a hazard. Collapsed bridges, disappearing animals, nervous diplomats. Sounds like a haven for bandits. Among other things. Either way, I'll get that blue blood to Deria. Of course. How about a drink to aid with the undertaking? Thought you'd never ask. Any wishes? I mean, this could go either way, depending on what truly is going on in Deria. Timing might be important, being swift and smart about it. Evasion, that's what you call it. I might have a good infusion for that. The feather of the golden loon. Oh, a rare waterfowl. Legend has it the wind still resides in its feathers. That's why they lend you its speed. Ah, intriguing. Suppose that'd be great for evasion, if you added something for the brains to it. I'll be dealing with a diplomat. A little extra charisma might get me on his good side, wouldn't hurt either. Definitely doable. Alternatively, be prepared for every possible situation. Summed up, my defenses wouldn't be too bad. How do you feel like traveling under the blessing of the dragons? I'm all ears. With a little citrine in your weapon, strikes will be blessed. Great against any bandits or bridges. That sounds like something my Baba would have chosen. Not that she would have needed it. This situation really is that dangerous. Something to give me more protection will fit.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
If it comes with enough strength to strike back, that is. Being able to evade any threat by being smart and fast about it might be better. You know what, Innkeep? I'll leave the choice to you. You should know what you're doing. Let me think about it. Alright, I will hydrate. Aqua. Alright. So we got the run infusion versus... Speaking of which is the run infusion? So it's the feather. A little bit of brain, or a lot of brain, a little bit of charisma, and a feather. I think it's a sunrise peak. Really? How? I guess that'll work. That fulfills all the conditions. Let's let wits, wind, and some kind words guide your way. Let's. Where are you headed? Deria. Some diplomat clowns in need of aid. Need some escorting of sorts. Aye, Innkeep. Is the escort quest you've been offering? Yup. Fucking crap. Meaning to take that one to earn a bit of coin on the side. Well, I've already committed to it. What if I tell you I want the quest? Well, you ain't getting it. Simple. Could you stop me? You want me to try? I'd love to. Oh, come on now. Just go together. Who asked you? Exactly. Your conversation is giving me a headache. The solution is as easy as it is efficient. Go together. One takes the big roads. One takes the big bads. The other the small ones. Either way, you're better prepared for a fight. If it comes to it. Listen, I'm looking to buy some materials for an important project. Material costs exploded ever since the stars fell. Wouldn't mind a side gig. You look sturdy, like you take a few blows, so... Sure. Let's do it. We'll meet tonight at the crossroads of Themis. We'll leave from there. Great. I'll head to my room, start packing. And take a nap. Those are effective after all, huh? Oh, shush, you. You're a brooding fella, aren't you? This is just who I am. I met fellas like you before. You're all the same. Often you got the truest hearts of gold. You shut your fucking mouth. Can we skip the sincerity? My headache is bad enough. Oh, Innkeeper. Yeah? Kyle keeps talking about fireworks. He's still oblivious about what actually happened. Luck's with the fools, they say. For many, it'll be easier to have it if it had just been fireworks. He's blathering on about that letter. Oh? Have you opened it yet? No. Dreading what might be inside. Just didn't have time yet. Sounds your lines don't sound... Suddenly your lines don't sound so empty anymore. Don't think too hard about it. Think about what? Nothing. Of course not. I didn't mean to pry or anything, though I'm a very curious person by nature. Good for you. I would agree, and that Wanderlust is the reason why I decided to come here. To the tavern, to Zenith, to adventure. Woohoo. Thank you! I've come to inquire whether someone's already embarked on the quest to escort my dear friend Aderia. Very much so. She's sitting right here. Where? Oh, how rude of me, of course. Hello, brave adventurer. Ray is enough. Hello, brave Ray. You're the one who's going to escort my dear friend? Along with care. That one. Oh, Carolyn! Phenomenal! I'm beyond thrilled to learn that my dear friend is going to be in such capable hands. Though, been wondering. Come on, spit it out. Could I perhaps join? It's totally alright if not, but this diplomat is very dear to me, and it feels like my duty to aid him. Can you even fight? Well, I can talk. Very well, in fact. I can fight with my words. The wolf hate it. It's a sure thing. Come along, lad. I'll show you some tricks. We'll leave at midnight. Really? How exciting! Rhea, you bitch you. I love you. Come on, let's go. Oh, the turntables! Me going on a very dangerous and important quest instead of merely reading about it. Seems like you're on the right path for your hero's journey. Indeed! All the stories I have to tell when I return, Innkeeper. Oh, I can't wait. Farewell! See you soon. Goodbye! See you soon. I hope their quest goes well and they don't run into anything unexpected. What's on your mind? Are there any open quests left? There's one, but it involves social conflict resolution. Sure, whatever. And they gave the fucking rogue a tramp stamp. Because of course they did. I love this game. I'm taking this. Isn't it a bit too soon to go on another quest? You just got back. At least have a long rest. Replenish some supplies. I'm good. If you say so. I already paid you with a story today, so get me one of those special drinks. Something with a little more violence. I don't think I'll be doing that. Hi, Innkeeper. Hi, Fable. Hi, Mal. Hi. Yeah, never mind. Would you like a drink? Actually, I'm here for a quest. Archie told me there was still one left, and I wanted to ask if I could take it. Good question, Fable. I see it's on me to answer it. Aura is thinking about taking the quest. Who's Aura? John, Malachite, that guy. Oh! Nice name. Thank you. But, if you're already taking it, I guess I'm too late. I hope you have fun. Why don't you two go together? Together? Is that allowed? Of course. Teamwork is the adventuring world's bread and butter. Most heroic deeds are not done alone. Life would be lonely that way. It would be, yes. So you should go on this quest together. Combine your individual strengths to solve any problems that you could ever... Any problems better than you ever could alone. And you would get to know each other better in the process. It's win-win. Or what do you think? Would you be okay with that? I guess. Would you? I think so. Sounds fun. Cool. It's settled then. You go together. If I can ask, what is the quest about? Originally mentioned there was one. It's simple. Baya was worried because the Banshee of the Lonesome Lagoon and the Mary Morgan of the Ashen Grove aren't speaking to each other. She fears the end of their relationship would also mean the end of her friendship with them. The what, Innkeep? Baya is friends with the Mary Morgan? Best friends. So we need to talk to the Mary Morgan. And the Banshee. What an opportunity. I always wanted to come face to face with the embodiment of sorrow. Don't you think that's scary? No. You know what's scary? Failing relationships. She also fights of the most dangerous kind. I find them less scary than wrathful spirits. Seems like together your fears will cancel each other out. I don't know enough about math to dispute that. Speaking of math-ish, how would you two want to approach this? This is not an easy task, so we must be smart about it. Do you still have those Fey crystals? The ones that make you fade into shadow entirely? Sure do. Good. I suggest you mix those with a hefty serving of intelligence. Then we can turn invisible and come up with a clever ruse to make them fall for each other again, without them ever knowing it was us. Do you just want to avoid social interaction? Maybe. Or maybe I just remember how well being invisible served me last time. Fair enough. I don't know. I feel like they should talk about their feelings. What are their feelings rather than never want to talk to each other ever again? Then they should talk about that too. That's not the point of the quest. I think it is. We should face the problem head on instead of trying to find a way to avoid it. I think I'm going to do with another round of charisma for this one. And maybe... Innkeeper, Clay mentioned you have Thunder Sage? That would help us inspire other people, right? Correct, it would. I admit it works a little differently for everybody, but I have no doubt you'll figure it out. Speaking of Clay, he wanted me to tell you that he and Tia will make it back in time for the barbecue. Really? That's amazing! Or, you should come too. We're having a barbecue at the werewolf settlement on the 31st. It'll be great fun, I think. I don't think so. Oh, alright. I have to get back to Rufus at some point. He'll need his wool cut. Speaking of Rufus, since you're here, Fable, where's the sheepfish? Melon picked him up. She said she'd bring him home so he has to spend less time alone. Great. Is that wrong? I told her exactly what kind of food to give him in case he gets hungry while they wait for you. No, it's fine. He likes her. They're a good match. Anyway, we should hurry, so you don't miss your barbecue. You're right. Innkeeper, can you help us pick the right approach? Either invisible and intelligent, or charismatic and inspiring. I trust your expertise. Let me think about it. Charisma. Thunder Sage is this one. So it's double brains and a negative shield. Ugh. What do I got? Peak Sun. Nope, not that one. So, a sunny breeze? Maybe? Drink, my pet. Enjoy the charisma juice. You shall be adorable. Kind of wonder if there's an achievement for this. Ooh, sparkly eyes again. I think the direct approach is the better choice. After all, honest communication is important, right? Would you say so? Very much so. I think honesty is the best approach to any situation, including this one. Agreed. I think the only question left is, where should we start? The Ashen Grove is closer. And you already know where to find the Mary Morgan. You do? Yeah, I encountered her before. So she'll remember you. Useful. I hope not. Last time she tried to drown me. Oh, I see. It was pretty embarrassing. I know the way to the Banshee, too. It might be smarter to start with the one further away, work backwards and all. That makes sense. Let's do that. Good. But we should prepare first. The journey to the Boreas won't be easy. You're right. We should leave by tomorrow morning. We should. Wonderful. Glad to know you'll actually rest between quests, Aura. If I must. You went on a quest with Melly, right? How was it? Fine. Reminded me of my parents. Are they, well? They're dead. Ah! Burned to death. I'm sorry. That's horrible. That's life. It shouldn't be. How old were you when you lost them? 7. Oh, wow. That must have been really scary. It was. Fine. Doesn't sound fine. When I was 7, I ran into a vine-spiked boar while searching for friendly rocks. It chased me through the forest for almost an entire hour. First I thought I was going to die, then I was sure I was never going to step foot outside again. When they found me crying, my family hugged me so tight they dried up all my tears. When I sat in my room, frozen in fear, we danced and played board games until I forgot I was even scared. I can't imagine not having that. I can. It was... Please don't say fine. Scary. Really scary. I waited at home by myself for 2 whole days. I thought the shadows were going to eat me at some point. When I finally was brave enough to leave, it was too late. You know it wasn't your fault, right? I know I never want to feel that scared again. But it's fine, because I fixed it. Fixed it? How? By taking revenge on the bleep who caused their death. A popular approach these days? Did that make you feel any better? Yeah, sure. It was just the natural part of my journey. Following the path of darkness. It's my destiny. Misery is nobody's destiny. He's right. You shouldn't confine yourself to sadness just because that's what you're used to. Besides, the Innkeeper always says you can choose your own destiny. And I decided our destiny is to bring these two lovebirds back together. At least for now. I need to go prepare for our treacherous journey ahead. You should let Melina know you're leaving. She'll be worried senseless otherwise. Let her know you'll be back. I might not be. Don't be like your parents. Whatever. Time to go. Do you think I should go after them? I think sometimes we need a bit of time to feel our feelings by ourselves before we feel comfortable enough feeling them in front of other people. That's a no, right? Give him a moment. You'll have plenty of time to be there for him when you're trying to play matchmaker for the undead. Right. We have to do that. Which is fine. I'll be fine. Mary Morgan probably doesn't even remember me. And if she does, I can just run, or hide, or cry. No matter what, you won't be alone. I can't tell Aura how afraid I am. It'll be so embarrassing. If you want to be there for him, you should also let him know when you're scared. It's only fair. I don't want to be a burden to them with my problems. Being a burden every once in a while is part of the wonderful experience of being loved, Fable. Your friends appreciate it when you trust them enough to let them help you. Because when you care for people, you're willing to put a little work in to make them smile. But you already know all this, don't you? I do. But it's just so much harder to keep that in mind when it comes to myself. I know, but you've been doing very well, Fable. Thank you, Innkeeper. It's all thanks to you. That isn't true. I've just been trying to help you the best I can. But you're the one who actually has to change. And I'm proud of how far you've come. Let's call it teamwork then. Let's. Anytime. Can I stay for a little longer? I think I need more time before I can face my fears. Always, Fable. Thank you. Morning. It's not morning. Did I sleep that long? No, it's still the same day. Ah, that makes more sense. Not morning, Elfie. Not morning. How did you sleep? Not much. I think your drink made me restless. Archie said you're going on a quest? Yeah. Ray and I will be escorting some rich boop to Deria. Be a little nicer, please. He's Archie's friend. Sorry. We'll be escorting some rich idiot to Deria. He's Archie's friend? I see. That's why he was so excited. Because his friend's leaving? He's really craving some peace and quiet. Oh, no. He's excited because they get to travel together. I'm sorry, what now? He said he's coming along. Since when? Ray invited him. Great. Is it too late to back out? Yes, don't be a coward. Fine. I'll need another drink. That would be rather difficult. I already gave you a drink tailored to your quest and my boosts. Shouldn't be mixed so irresponsibly right before an adventure. So I'm just supposed to deal with this headache by myself? Yes. Very helpful. Thank you. You're welcome. Do you think something exciting will happen in your quest? We'll see. I've got a good feeling about it. You reckon I'm gonna meet another guardian? Maybe. Be fun, right? What kind would you like to meet this time? Not sure. I feel like I already met the one I was looking for. What could be greater than tricking a wyvern chimera? You're right. I think that means it's time to befriend the realm keepers now. Wouldn't that be some? Which one would you like to meet the most? Gaia. Can't think of a greater honor than that. You? Gaia as well, but I feel like I should pick someone else, for balance. Cassiopeia, maybe? I'd love to ask her how she's doing right now. Maybe give her a hug. You'd be the type to give a dragon a hug. What does that mean? That you're very lonely, or that you're very lonely. Very lovely, I think. Something like that. So, fellow dragon enjoyer, who'd you pick? No repeats. The first dragon and origin of everything. Tuat, the great spirit dragon. Leviathan, the primordial sea. Let's go with the first dragon and origin of everything. There's something fascinating about trying to understand the incomprehensible. They say their domain is covered in the roots of the Aether Tree. Laying eyes upon them supposedly reveals unspoken truths of the universe. Wonder what that'd do to you. Something fun, I'm sure. But I suspect your quest will have its merits even if you don't meet any of the Realm Keepers. That's true. But you and Ray will have a lot to talk about. You can teach Archie more about adventuring. I'm not so sure about that. You're a great teacher. I've learned so much from you already, just by being your friend. Like how to say what I really mean. I'm still working on it, obviously, but it feels so much better when I'm being honest with what I want. You've been getting a lot better at it. Thank you. And Melee loves practicing with you too. She says she wants to ask Ray to build her a great sword of her own. So a regular sized dagger. Teaching someone to hold a sword is one thing. Guts and bravery is something else. Not sure I could teach Archie something I'm still practicing myself. You can always practice together. Yeah, speaking of practice, you going on a quest too, Alfie? I am. Laura and I are going to fix the Banshee and the Mary Morgan's relationship. Is that Sneaky Twist's new name? It is. Ain't you scared of Mary Morgan? Only a little. Maybe a lottle. Do you think she's gonna drown me? Do you think the Banshee will? Maybe they'll reunite through the teamwork of drowning me. Probably not. I think you'll probably find some wacky as heck solution no person in the history of Dragonkind would have thought of. Like being kind or whatever. I'd like that. And if all else fails, you got that insane air echo by your side to pull you out of the water. If you can swim. He's sane. Is he? Well, mostly I think he's sad. And sadness can make people feel a lot of intense things. Like fear, or anger, or nothing at all. Anything that isn't sadness. It's easy to lose yourself in that. But there's always a way out. If you're looking. Digging that sheepfish thing along? Maybe? I think you might let him stay with Melina, so she isn't so alone. Or so he isn't at risk of losing him. Probably both. Not a bad idea. I'd hate for her to be all alone while you two go chasing ghosts. Maybe we can even send Grace over to check up on her. Or Hex. No. Guess if you're going with whatever the Drake's his name is, you'll be able to finally ask him about his cheesecake recipe. Cheesecake recipe? Melina mentioned he has a good one. I thought maybe you could show me how to make it. That sounds like a great idea. Ask him. You can use my kitchen if you want. Really? That'd be so amazing. I'll ask him. Maybe. Andu will be waiting for you. On a completely different note, Carrot, what happened to those undead snails you wanted to check in on? Well, They're slow, ain't they? Still got a little time to stick around. So you say you'd like it here? Not too bad here. Thought maybe I'd even bring my cousin a souvenir. Hands off my trinkets. I ain't that Echo. I'll get you something from the market. Or the elf settlement. Maybe I'll bring you something back from her farm, Alfie. And you love to try planting some ghost berries. Either way, I'll stop by sooner or later. Don't want to risk her turning into a werewolf and moving house. No, but seriously, if any more of my family members turn into dragon-forsaken werewolves, I'll be joining the Van Helsens. Still don't know if they kill werewolves. Don't care. Do you think I could come with you? When you go, I mean. I could gather the ghost berries myself, and I know a lot about snails. You should. You've got away with her family members. And the snails would love you. I have to agree. Probably make it a chaotic mess, but a fun chaotic mess. Yeah. Seems like you guys did end up forming a party after all. You shut up. Alright, alright. Anyway, it's late. I think I should go back to the settlement and catch some rest. Carolyn, do you want to come with? We can stop by the werewolf settlement and say hi to Mr. Dragon, or bye. I ain't sure I got any tips for you in return, but I can listen to your worrying. Yeah, you're good at that. Do you want to come too, Innkeep? I'm afraid Andu doesn't do well in civilization, or alone, especially not alone. But I'll be eagerly awaiting your stories. We'll return with plenty. I'm counting on it. Good night, Care. Good night, Fable. Night. Good night. Oh, that was a long-ass day. I still got a bunch of other quests that I haven't put out yet, so, like, are there just duds in there, or what? Oh, Act 2 Starlight Sonata Interlude, 13th of the Astral Moon. So we're skipping time, huh? Strangers come to town. Undead. This might be related. Right, I forgot there was a Monster Prom tie-in with this. Phew, I knew we took the right path. We said we can't road trip by ourselves. Liam did, I think. I think that was perhaps a rhetorical question. Whoa, dude, didn't see you there. What's up? The sky last time I checked. It better be confusing otherwise. Very true. Is this your crib? It is indeed. Welcome to the Wayfarer's Inn. With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking? Polly Geist and the goodest of boys, Scott Howe. And together we are the Prank Masters. With a Z. Woo! Pleasure to meet you. I'm your humble innkeeper. Awesome. What drinks do you serve? Ah! It's a Sorath raid. Hi, Sorath. Alright. What are you doing? Genshin. Nice. Did they release the Notlin update yet? I thought I heard a little bit about that. Exactly, Ravi. Those are the characters from Monster Prom. Ah, Notlin is next month. I as well, Javi. But all right. Ugh, we're in desperate need of some booze. But yes, also, Sorath, if you need to take a break or take a rest or raid and run, that's fine. You take care of yourself. You've had a nice long stream. And do what you gotta do. Give yourself some TLC after you've been streaming. Okay? You know the drill. You know I care. Big hugs to you. Big, big hugs. I'm sorry to disappoint, but I don't serve booze. What? Why? The age rating system is quite harsh on such things. And I've got to keep the place open somehow. I feel you. They've all got some burdens to carry. What else have you got? Magic beverages that can enhance your abilities. It's even rumored they might influence your fate. Whoa, that's so cool, dude. Like an influencer, but for fate. A fate-fluencer. That would go so hard on Momentagram. On Momentgram. It goes pretty hard here as well. But Innkeeper, please influence our fate before I get bored. I'm feeling incredibly depleted from this weird as fuck trip. Sounds like you're in dire need of some stamina. Though I think you could use something a bit stronger than usual. Dope! Give me your strongest potion. Technically, never mind. So she wants strength. All right. This one works perfect. And it's one of these, one of these, and then strength. And that's what she wanted, strength, right? Yes. I feel like she'd like a spicy drink. A funky drink for a funky gal. Let's see. Whoa, this is good. Very good. So good I didn't even miss the booze. Well, maybe a little bit. I'll take that as a compliment. Try this, Scott. Whoa, the tickles. Just like a pickle juice. So, Scott Hal, would you like a drink as well? Nah. But you could tell us where we are and what cool things we could check out around here. You're in Zenith in the Republic of Fesua. Are you lost? Nope. At least not as long as we're having a blast. You do seem slightly out of this world, though. Oh! Maybe you're onto something, potion seller. I'm not... You know, we were on road tripping. It's supposed to be the trip of our lives. But something weird happened. We were about to take the next turn at the crossroads, and then whoosh! A portal opened up, and I couldn't hit the brakes in time. Yeah, we drove straight through and ended up on a gravel road. Everything seemed different and dated. So dated. Dated? Duh! I've seen and done plenty of weird stuff, but this is a different kind of weird. So weird. No cars, only carriages and stuff. Cars? Yeah. What are cars? The things that go vroom. I'm afraid I have no clue what you're talking about. I don't think cars exist here, Scott. Yeah, that makes sense. On my phone has no signal either. What makes sense? We landed in the past. Whoa. Is that when we time traveled? Yeah. That's so cool. I doubt time travel is possible. That sounds more like you participate in inter-universal travel. Which is rare, but happens occasionally. Wait. So you're saying is we're super special and lucky to participate in such an event? Likely. Dope! This is a sign, Scott. The universe sent us here to wreak havoc. Woo! The prank masters will strike again. Soon, after nap. Can we take a nap, Polly? Good idea. Hey, Funky and Magic Mr. Bal. You better get to writing that tour guide. I'll see what I can do. Good. Do you have room for us? Of course. I've got a room upstairs. Just ignore the scratching sounds and leaking water by the iron door. Don't worry. We've seen worse than that. We've got plenty of experience with sea monsters. Always hyped to meet more. See you in a bit, Innkeeper. Come on, Scott. Let's hit the sheets. Maybe I should add some do not enter signs. Oh god, it's Maya. Let me fix my throat with some water. Hello. Glad to see you, Maya. Thank you for having me now, Vance. Is your friend's dispute still ailing you? So lonely. Lonely. I came to ask. Have you sent someone to help my friends? I did, actually. You did? Yes, I sent Fable and Aura to solve the dispute. Oh! Then let's hope they'll be friends again soon, so we can have tea parties again. And I can stop being lonely. Oh! At least people are visiting my spa. Good. Thank you for handing out my coupons. Did I hear spa? Mm-hmm. Yes. Doesn't that sound like something, Scott? Woo! Love spa things. Now, are you our tour guide, Sweetball creature? Tour guide? Do you want to visit my spa? These two are Polygeist and Scott Howell. They're currently looking for entertainment and a way back home, but entertainment first, obviously. It's getting incredibly boring here. No offense, Funky Magic Mystery Pal. None taken. Where is your home? Hit a portal or something. Yeah, we came through a portal, which in itself is pretty rad. But we had the medieval travel experience and all. It was good while it lasted, but it's time to move on. Move on to my spa. Something like that. Which makes me think, Baya, do you think you can help them find a way back home? Of course. You can do that? But first, you have to visit my spa. Nothing easier than that. I'm in need of a facial anyways. The air here is so dry. My bog water is especially moisturizing. Wait. Does that mean we get to go skinny dipping in some hot springs? Oh yeah, absolutely. My hot springs are the best. Cool. So pit stop at your spa and then road trip back home? You joining us for the ride, Sweetball creature? Please say yes. We'll see. First, I'll show you the portal and my spa. If you bring them to the portal, you can take a ride with them through it. Might help you with your loneliness. You think so?
Yes. No one's only on the road with the prank masters.
I'll think about it. Which portal did you want to take? The one through Avalon, full of dreams and forests? Or the one through the Twilight Chasm, a place full of dread and weird fishies? Oh, the Twilight Chasm sounds spooky. I love spooky.
I love dreams. They're so weird. Like that one dream where I was my own dad.
Where should I lead them, Innkeeper? Nightmare Realm. Maybe the Nightmare Realm is not the best idea. I'm gonna take him through Avalon.
The portal to Avalon is just around the corner.
Through the lush forests of the Ashen Grove. The way we came? Not gonna lie, that's lame.
But it's a quick way home. And full of dreams, Polly. Imagine how many pranks we could pull on sleeping people.
And that's not true. Amazing. And it's settled. Can't wait to show you my mud masks. Can't wait to show you the world, sweet bog creature. My name is Baya.
Then let's hit the road, Baya. Enjoy your trip and safe travels.
Goodbye, potion seller.
See ya.
Goodbye, Innkeeper.
I'm glad Baya could find a little comfort in those peculiar visitors, at least. I'm excited to hear the story she'll tell when she gets back.
Oh, there's a scissor there. Darn it, I forgot to catch that. Okay, the interlude was fairly fast. Part 13, Come Hell or High Water, 17th of the Astral Moon. So the days are skipping ahead. Oh, it's Grace. Good evening, Innkeeper.
Good evening, Grace.
Oh no, hiccups. Could I ask you for a drink?
Anytime. What can I do for you?
I'm pretty spent. Do you have something that will keep my mind awake for a little longer?
I should have something that can do just that. One moment. A drink for the mind and soul. Enjoy.
Thank you. This is just what I needed.
Why are you still so tired? I thought you were done with your thesis.
I am, which means I also need to figure out what to do next. The possibilities are endless, but not boundless, so considerations are a complicated endeavor.
Have you considered a break?
I have. Say, Innkeeper, if you had forever, what would you do with it?
I've never thought about that before. I like being an innkeeper, so I could just keep doing this forever. It's relaxing and safe, and I get to meet the most wonderful people and wizards all day. Forever is a really long time. Is there anything else you'd like to do? I've always wanted to learn how to play the harp. Oh, why haven't you? No time, no muse, no talent. Or maybe I'm just waiting for the right moment. When will that moment come? I'm not sure. I just don't feel like the harp belongs to me right now. Let me know when it does. I'd love a concert. Will do. What would you do with immortality? I'd learn everything there is to learn. Every language, instrument, skill, every facet of mortal existence. I would travel the planets with my brother and learn even more. Have an infinite amount of tea parties. I'd come to those. When we were little, Hex would always make all the stuffed animals dance around our little tea table. We didn't have money for music boxes, so he just made up songs for them to dance to. He sang them to me. If I had time, I would love to write all those down. Love to write down all those songs and invent dances to them. You should make time for that. It's your time, after all. And besides, while you don't have forever, you do have quite a lot. An elven lifespan is nothing to scoff at, even if you only get half. Not if you got the human side of the lifespan. Oh, that's less time. It is, but I'll make the most of it. What will you do next then? Oh, it's an ad break. Alright, let's tap BRB and wait out to the end of this ad break.
Okay, we are back. I didn't notice that ad break fast enough, so we're gonna jump back a little bit in lines here. So Grace is here. She's talking about like what we're gonna do. Thank you, Rabbi. Like what we would do with immortality, and we're like, yeah, elves live a long time, so even if you get half of that, you're fine. And she's like, I got half the human. I got the human half of the half elf, and you're like, oh, that's less time. And she talks about making the most of it, and what we're asking what she's gonna do next. So I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking about going to Ashfadal, the capital of the Magocracy. Wait, no. The Magocracy? Magocracy? Magocracy. I heard the libraries there are 60 stories tall and rivers float through the sky on an exuberant display of mana. Sounds like a paradise for somebody like you. Yes, but Hex really wants to stay here. He likes Vasoa, Zenith, the Ashen Grove. I think he likes how quiet it is, if you'd believe it. I don't think he'd like the bustle of it all. And you could just go without him. There's a Magocracian embassy in Zoford. Their teleportation is expensive, but reliable. I don't think he wants to go back to Zoford either, and I won't make him. You could teleport himself then. He really shouldn't. It's quite a long distance, and he's always been awful at teleportation. You could take a ship. I appreciate the effort, but I don't think a ship would help make the distance acceptable to him. He's always going to follow me, no matter where I go. I think he doesn't want to miss out on any adventures or celebrations. Or funerals. You could just tell him you want to go alone. But then he'd be alone too. Just talk to him, Grace. I don't want to spend our time together fighting. I just don't want him to spend it I just don't want him to spend it mourning me either. You should tell him that. He'll have enough time to mourn you when you're gone. Unlike life that never ends. I suppose you're right. I'd like to leave something he can remember me by. Maybe I'll build my own wizard tower. Please do, I love those. Did you hear about the one in Morlira near Dawwell? The one with the infamous Magocracian fugitive? The very same. It seems like the wizard has disappeared without a trace, leaving his tower vacant. I always wanted to stop by for tea, but I don't want to be rude and intrusive, so I haven't. Wonder what he left behind. I'm sure it's a collection of fascinations and impossibilities. Ooh, vanishing wizard. Couldn't you just teleport in to check? Can't exactly teleport in and out of well-protected places all willy-nilly. You might end up trapped or in a whole nother plane. You might. Maybe that's what happened to the wizard. Maybe. No one seems to know what happened to him, or who he even was. And no one seems interested in finding out either. Isn't that sad? It's us, isn't it? A little. I don't want to disappear like that. You won't. I'll tell your story as long as I'm around. How long is that? For as long as this world will bear me. You're very easy to bear. Thank you, Grace. Would you like to stay a little while? Please, I find your inn truly inspiring. I'll be here. I'll be here if you need a rubber duck. I'm counting on it. A lullaby. Hi, Innkeeper. Hi, you two. A drink, please. Or two, actually. Sure thing. Actually, what names are we on right now? Well, Aura is still fine. Oh, come on, that was a whole week ago. I was busy.
Want to come up with a new one now, then?
Can I come up with one?
Sure.
How about Kumo? I feel like you look like a Kumo.
It fits. He is just as stealthy as a spider.
And it's just as cute.
I'll take your word for it.
Our drinks. Can we get them now?
Of course. What would you like?
Something sweet. Bubbly, maybe. If you can find something that... you know...
Sure, I'll see if I can find the words you're looking for.
You're adorable, you little gothy bitch. Charisma. Oh no. You put the exclamation mark at the end. It's 2 of these. I already have 1 of those. The rest of it's this. Thousand wins. Hey, good catch, Robbie.
Liquid stamina.
Liquid stamina. Woo! This is a different kind of tavern here. Hey, hey.
Liquid charisma for those in need.
Maybe you should try it then.
Do you want to send it back?
No, it's good.
Glad to hear that. Fable, what can I get you?
Maybe something that'll make me feel like a cloud? Like I'm so light on my feet I'm practically floating.
I think I've got something for that.
It's another fucking Swift Strike, isn't it? It's a Swift Strike. Give us another dexterity drink. Curse you. Drink up, my little familiar friend. Glug, glug, glug. Wait, button.
The usual for the usual favorite.
Thank you. It's delicious as usual.
That's what I like to hear.
Oh, Fable did cut their hair.
I like the new hair, by the way.
Oh, you do? Thank you. What was their old hair? Does it show it? Yeah, because it used to be symmetrical and now it's not. And it's in a braid. So I cut the bangs a little bit shorter, or the sides a little bit shorter, and then it's, yeah, braided. Oh, you do? Thank you. Looks really nice, right? Kumo braided it for me. He helped me calm down after we encountered the Mary Morgan. But I should probably start at the beginning, right?
I'd appreciate that.
Alright, so... what happened at the beginning?
The ship to Boreas.
Right. I was a bit worried about the journey we were embarking on. After all, the seas around Boreas are famously hard to traverse. with all the wild magic around it and all. But just before we left Zenith, we ran into Una in the midst of an arm wrestling match against Iniko. We took the opportunity to ask her for advice. Thought maybe she had traveled there before.
You also could have asked me.
She was closer.
Right. Did she have any good advice?
She did. With her help, we were able to avoid all the dangerous maelstroms, sea stacks, and iceberg elementals.
That must have made for a very relaxing journey.
It did. It's very inspiring, too. We were able to see the dancing, colorful auroras in the night sky as we drew closer. They were starless, but still breathtakingly gorgeous. I even started on a new song. It wasn't ready to be shared yet, though. I just wanted a sneak peek. Well, you should have snuck better.
A new song. Can I hear it?
It's not done yet. Thanks to Una, we made it to Boreas a lot faster than we had planned. We also docked far away from the typical explorer's route. It was completely abandoned by everything but nature, but as if no one but us had been there before. Kind of exciting.
Very adventurous, for sure.
As we headed inland, we were quickly swallowed by the fog that engulfed almost the entire island. It moved in strange patterns, creating unidentifiable forms within the mist that hungered for life. The thickets rustled as we walked by, whether moved by wind or creatures we couldn't tell. The trees were shaped strangely, with shimmering portals forming in their empty husks. Our own quiet breaths were often interrupted by shrill, shrieking sounds that seemed to come from right above us. It was almost idyllic. Or scary. It was mostly scary. I wouldn't have minded strolling around until we ran into something wrong with the island, but it was a little cold, so I found a local to ask for directions. While wandering around, we came across a clearing surrounded by tall trees. Or rather, one tree. All of them were connected, intertwined with one another. Through one of their twisted connections, a waterfall with no discernible origin was flowing into a small pond. In its midst rested a nymph! A real nymph!
Doing taxes?
She was weaving flower crowns for the fish. She was beautiful, with long black hair and skin that glistened in the sunlight, being reflected off the waterfall. Her eyes were like sparkling gemstones, and her smile was full of kindness. She was alright, but also the only person around.
So Fable asked her for directions?
No, Fable asked her about everything but directions. I asked her for directions. She was very helpful. She even gave us a gift.
A gift? That's sweet.
She gave us earplugs against the Banshee's song, so our bones wouldn't shatter.
Very helpful. Did you offer to write her a jingle in return?
I did. She said if we were to survive the encounter with the Banshee, I could come back and she'd think about what she'd need a jingle for. She was thinking about setting up a dragonfly exhibition, so maybe for that. Who would you even advertise to? Frogs? And toads? The Banshee was our first priority. So we stealthily made our way to the Lonesome Lagoon with earplugs in our ears. They mostly walked and talked about our favorite dragonflies. As we finally approached the Lonesome Lagoon, the thick mist enveloped us. It suddenly became so cold we could see our own ragged breath. And then we heard it, a song filled with all the sorrow of the world, compressed into a single note. It sounded really nice. There was so much emotion in that song. Sadness, longing, yearning, anger. I wanted her to be polite when she was done singing, but she just kept going, like tears that wouldn't stop. So I decided to be a little rude, stepped forward, and said hello. They said, "Hello, Banshee, I really like your song." That confused the Banshee so much she stopped. She smiled, bearing a row of deadly sharp teeth. She was very nice, actually. She asked if we wanted to steal from her lagoon. When we said no, she invited us to sing along.
Did you?
Of course. It was
kind of fun.
It was. And I thought what better time to bring up the Mara Morgan but now. So I led with, I bet you do this with your girlfriend all the time, right? She suddenly looked at me with hatred and anger and just started screaming. I was very thankful for the earplugs in that moment. I think without them my bones would have melted.
That was our cue to leave, so I pulled Fable back into the thicket of the Borean forest.
Obviously we couldn't just leave it at that failure, so we looked around for a peace offering. We found some spiky fruits with a pattern of little ghost tortoises on them. Thought she might like them. She liked them enough to stop screaming at us, and then we sat down at the side of the lagoon to talk. It's beautiful, by the way, right in the middle of the giant portal to the Twilight Castle. It colors this water this deep, dark blue of swirling clouds of darkness within.
There were bones floating in the lagoon, too.
I almost brought you one for your tavern.
Why didn't you?
I thought you wouldn't like it.
I love bones.
I'll keep that in mind for the future. The Banshee actually fished out some bones to fidget with. It stopped her from screaming every time she brought up the Mari Morgan. Or Marmor, as she calls her. Turns out the Mary Morgan had been ignoring all of her calls. Ever since the Banshee was crowned Gaia's Scariest Monster by Screech magazine, she told us she carved out a hole in their relationship and then it caused a lot of jealousy. And she was disappointed that Mari Morgan cared more about some stupid popularity contest than her. I asked her if she wanted to talk about it with the Mari Morgan herself, but she said she didn't need to apologize for being scary. She was very thankful she got to talk about it, though. She was holding it all in because she didn't want to burden Baya with all the drama. She even offered for us to spend the night at her nearby cave, which was really nice of her.
Did you end up taking a nap in her lair?
We thought about it. It was filled to the brim with the riches of the dead, which was far too alluring to allow us to fall to the call of sleep.
You found loot. You have my attention. What did you find?
Gold, bones, skulls, jewels of all sizes. And a loot! It was broken, but I picked it up anyway. There's also a delicate silver mirror that had hearts carved all over it. Kuma recognized it as magical from its arcane markings. Melina showed me them in some books the other day. When the wizard in Doford showed us around his library. It was a mirror of far speech that lets you speak to anyone on this plane, given that you've seen them before.
So you called Melly?
No, we called them Mari Morgan.
Ah, that makes more sense. How did it go?
Well, I had to be the one to make the call since Kuma never met her. When her face appeared, all I could do was stare in horror as she gazed back at me. I felt like I was back in the Ashen Grove, leading adventurers to their doom, and I just froze. So I took the mirror out of their hands. Her first words were threats of what she would do to us if we dared harm the Banshee. Of course we hadn't. That briefly calmed her down. Until I asked her why she wasn't here, if she was so worried about the Banshee's well-being. Avoiding the question, she talked to us about the state of the lagoon. She complained it must be incredibly loud with all the tourists and whatnot. I assured her there were no tourists, at least none that were alive. So she asked what I was doing at the lair then. Honestly, I replied the Banshee had offered us a place to stay in her cave. I quickly realized I had picked the wrong thing to say. Her eyes started bleeding black ichor, and she began cursing us out in tongues. The mirror cracked under her gaze and started bleeding black water. It was terrifying, actually. And then we were just supposed to sleep there, as if she couldn't crawl out of the mirror any second. After that happened, I thought that we shouldn't discuss our plans further in that cave. So I pulled Fable outside and we went for a walk. The nymph had mentioned this enchanted flower field somewhere. She collects flowers for the fish. So we went there. Thought it might be a good spot. It was a good spot. Even though I couldn't stop shaking for a while. The flowers really helped. As did not being alone.
Was that when Kuma braided your hair?
It was, yes. My hair kept falling on my face and it was overwhelming me.
So he sat me down and braided it away while I worked on rebuilding the loot. They said that some distraction would help. Talking also really helped. Even if I asked a lot of stupid questions.
They weren't stupid, just curious.
Did you have a favorite one?
They asked where I learned to braid hair. That actually brought us further on our quest.
How so?
Well, I learned it from my mother. It's the only thing I feel I have left of her. It was her way of apologizing. She was never very good with words. It made me think sometimes people aren't very direct with what they mean.
I've heard of that, yes.
Like the Mary Morgan. She didn't seem angry about the Banshee outdoing her in some fear pageant. She didn't even mention it once. She only got upset when she thought we had hurt the Banshee. Or when she thought we were tourists. Or that we said we were staying in that cave. Like she was jealous of something entirely different from some issue of Screech magazine.
We talked it through and we decided we had to get the two of them face to face. Obviously it would be difficult because of the distance, but
I had taken the mirror with me when we left. I thought it might be useful.
Ever the thief?
Indeed. We used to call Baya. I asked her to tell the Mary Morgan to come to Boreas. Babel mentioned she can teleport via plants, however that works.
She can.
She can.
You should try it out. It's nauseating. I think we'll pass. While I went to talk to the Banshee, Kuma picked up the Mary Morgan.
She and I really connected on eyeliner techniques. When we arrived at the lagoon, they were immediately ready to claw at each other's throats. And not in a fun way. But somehow we managed to convince them to sit down.
We tried to get them to talk about their feelings, but they just kept talking past and over and away from each other.
Arguing about an issue that didn't exist.
I had this crazy idea. I took out my new loot and asked them if they wanted to write a song together. They declined and insisted their voices would clash, but I thought at the very least it stopped them from arguing. Kuma helped me convince them by summoning tiny rain clouds pitter-patting around in a gentle melodic rhythm to inspire them to give it a try. I asked them to put all their emotions about the whole situation into a song. In the end, they harmonized together perfectly. Like their voices were made for each other in the gentle hum of my lute.
It was beautiful.
And a little bone-shattering, but very romantic. Most importantly, the song finally got them to understand each other. Like Kuma had suspected, the Mary Morgan was scared, not jealous, that the Banshee was so popular. She feared the Banshee would become really busy with tourists visiting all the time. She assumed she wouldn't have time for her anymore. But the Banshee assured her she didn't really care about any of the tourists. Only about the Mary Morgan. And Baya, of course. We told them to talk to her, too. And mentioned about how much she's been missing them. They agreed to meet for a tea party in the Ashen Grove, so Baya didn't have to travel too far. Did you invite them to your barbecue? No. After the outpouring of emotions, they wanted some time for themselves.
The quest was done. It had only taken us 2 days, which was really efficient. Unfortunately, we had told the ship to pick us up in 3 days, so we were trapped on the island.
So you swam back?
What? No. What's wrong with you?
The usual. We started brainstorming about what we could do while we waited. So I asked about the cheesecake recipe. Then I realized there wasn't anywhere to bake it. They don't have any taverns on Boreas. It was a stupid idea.
It wasn't. Somewhere on the island there had to be something to bake a cheesecake in.
Did you find that something?
We did!
It turned into its own small quest. First we had to find the right place for our little adventure. We met these lovely gnomes living on their little mushroom houses. And they offered to let us use their ovens. They were too small, so they introduced us to the local Toad Hill Giant. Toad Hill Giant?
Its kitchen was enormous, but it was easier to work in than one that was too small. Then the gnomes, the nymph, and the giant helped us gather ingredients from all across the island. So we were able to make enough cheesecake for everybody. I burned mine a bit. When we made the second batch for the ship's crew, they were already starting to turn out better. Kun was a really good teacher. And you're a really good student. Thank you. The cake really uplifted the crew's spirits on their journey back. We agreed to teach them the recipe once we hit land. Afterwards, they invited us to the captain's birthday party. They even introduced us to a traveling obelisk who sang a song of the ancients. It showed us a shortcut through the Ryolitz mountain range where we met some flaming songbirds. And now you're here. And now we're here.
I'm glad you came back.
Of course we did. I promised a good story.
And you delivered tenfold. Where are you two going next?
I should probably talk to Melina. She was pretty mad when I left. I guess I should apologize while I still can.
Good idea.
Do you want me to come with you? No. I think I need to do this alone, or rather, with her. And I have to check on Rufus, too. Maybe Hex taught her some fun magic tricks in the meantime. You left her with Hex? And with Grace. Don't worry, nothing was set on fire. I should go. But before I go, do you maybe want to do something together later today? Or tomorrow, like a thing? Oh, like hanging out together? We could play charades with the werewolves.
I think he meant hanging out as in a date, Fable.
Did you? Maybe I did. Oh. Okay, that sounds really fun. Cool. I'll pick you up or see you around or whatever. I'll see you. I'm looking forward to it. Me too. Love you, little shits. You're so cute together. Oh, it's the goth and the bundle of sunshine. I love opposites attracting. It's so good. He asked me on a date.
He did.
That's... Oh. What? What do I do now? You think Archie has books on dating? Or should I ask the Hydra for advice? He probably knows about dating, right?
Archie's still on his quest.
Also, I'm here. You're right. What should I do?
Just go. See where it takes you. Or where he takes you. Hopefully somewhere nice.
I do feel safe with him. Maybe I should try trusting this more. Mostly, I think you should just be honest with him. He seems to like you for who you are, so there's no need to hide. That's the scary thing. Why does he feel that way?
Because you're very lovely?
People keep saying that. But sometimes I just feel a lot lovelier hiding, you know? To me, it sounded like perhaps it's a bit too late for that. Sorry for listening in. You two were just very sweet. It's okay. I also thought it was very sweet. He was very sweet. But now he's gone, I have time to think again. I'm not sure if I was supposed to be that type of sweet anymore. Maybe he was just being nice?
He asked you on a date because he was just being nice?
Well, maybe he felt bad for me or something. Fable. Fable, I'm gonna kick your ass. Innkeeper, dear, I think Fable might be in dire need of another drink. Maybe something to untangle their thoughts? Something for a quick escape from all this overthinking? That does sound pretty good.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Oh, no, fucking... Why? Why do you keep giving me swift strikes? Give us another dexterity drink. It's my only dex drink. Take your fucking basic. Ah.
Does this help?
Very much so. Thank you. I feel like now I can uncurl the yarn ball that is my brain. What do you think I should do?
What do you want to do?
I want to go on our date, and I want to get to know him better. Maybe even get him to know me better, too? Do you think you'd like that?
I think so, yes. It seems like you don't need our answers, you already have yours.
Sometimes I just feel like I need permission to listen to my heart. Did you know you can give that permission to yourself? I forget that every time, but I know you're right. I think I know what to do now, somewhat. But I'll figure out the rest. Thank you for listening to me. I think sometimes that's what I really need when I'm scared.
There's nothing wrong with being scared, as long as you don't run from things that make you happy.
You're right. It took me a while to realize that. Running is so easy, you know? You always know where to go, away. But staying, you actually have to look at yourself, figure out what your part is in everything. That can be a lot. But when I was on the journey back from Boreas, dancing with Kumo to the music of the Navigator's fiddle, thinking about how I would have never gotten to that point if I hadn't put myself out there, I realized that life is so much more than a constant game of hide and seek from the things that truly mean something. And I decided to stop running from life, even if I'm scared. I'm going to do my best to face my problems. Even though it's terrifying, I know I'm not alone.
Is this still about Kumo?
No, he was never a problem. He's one of the reasons I'm not alone. Just like you are. With good friends by my side, I can do anything.
I can't wait to see what you'll do.
It might not be as impressive as you hope. But it'll be me, and I'm excited about that.
Me too.
I'm really proud of you, Fable. Thank you for everything, especially the great advice.
That was really great advice. Maybe you should take some of it too, Grace.
Maybe you should.
But we all conquer life at our own pace.
My next personal Goliath is going to be reapplying my lip gloss. And maybe some blush. I do feel a little pale. Can I borrow a mirror for a bit, Innkeeper?
Of course, there's some free rooms and mirrors upstairs, right next to the acorn chimes. Just ignore the doors with the do not enter signs.
You shouldn't have said that. Now I want to check.
Please don't.
I won't. I'm polite. Or am I? Let's hope she won't find all the nightmare creatures you have locked up there.
Let's...
Have you ever visited the Twilight Chasm?
Not for long enough to capture any creatures.
I see. What are you thinking about, Innkeeper?
Oh, you know, Innkeeper things.
I don't know, I mean, since I'm not an Innkeeper at all.
Right. And that song you mentioned, the one you started writing on the ship? I know it's not done yet, but how about a little sneak peek? To see if it would make for a good jingle.
I don't think it's jingle material. But I don't mind sharing it with you. Just keep in mind it's a work in progress.
Of course.
There's a calling on the wind beneath the talk of the keep. I've heard the tales, set the sails, now it's time for me to leave.
That sounds like a great opener.
So you like it?
It's wonderful. I can't wait to hear more.
Me too.
but it's still a little rough around the edges. I feel like it's missing something. Maybe the next adventure. Maybe. Will you let me know when it's done? Of course. Can't wait to show you the finished version. Thank you, Fable. I'm proud of you. For maybe finally finishing a song? For not running. Oh, thank you. Me too. Innkeeper, do you ever think about taking your own advice? All the time, yes. Why don't you then? I don't know. It's hard, I know, but I promise I believe in you as much as you believe in me. And I know we'll both be okay. I would like that. Me too. Well, I've talked a lot today. I'll give you some space. Maybe it's time to stop running. Should I... Is it time to read that letter? Oh. Oh. Alright. I want to check a thing. And confirm how much time I have left in this game. That is not what I wanted to look at. That is a YouTube video. Come on. Ah, it's a raid from Tier. Thank you, thank you. Let's see what you were playing tonight. Ooh, Portal 2. Good game. Nice. I forgot to introduce myself to people from the last raids. Fox Raid! Ravi, you're back! But welcome, Raiders. Thank you for joining me. I am Deuscain, a variety tape streamer, who is playing a little bit of a visual novel game tonight, and I feel like I am about to end the game, actually. I'm right near the end. But, Tier, if you or anybody else in your raid needs to take a break, get some rest, go get a snack, raid and run. It's all good. It's all fine. It's okay. Take care of yourself. I appreciate you dropping by and letting your community hang out with me. But otherwise, you're free to stay and welcome to stay as long as you want. Just no obligation. To your great fox. Yes. All right. So I was trying to find something to let me know just how much I had left in this game. Because I feel like I'm about to end it. Huh. This is like a quest guide. It's not... Okay. We are in Act 2. There is an Act 3. Okay, so we're not going to beat the game tonight, but I do want to read the letter.
I have been curious about what has been in this letter for a while. The question was, is it time to read that letter? Yes.
Oh, that was easy. I guess I've been waiting for a while. Let's hope for no regrets.
My dearest friend, long it's been since we've talked last. Long it's been since everything has been seared away by the cold flames of death. I wish I could still remember our last conversation, but it's a waning memory. I can only imagine how you've enjoyed running away, wishing to forget whatever was between us. Maybe you did for a brief moment for these 30 years. If you did, I'm writing this letter to kindly remind you of the good old times. To celebrate our reunion, I invite you to the spectacle of this century, the last day of the Ashal Moon. Welcome the first light of the dying moon, where the realm of Tvat is just a grasp away. Are there any spirits you'd like to remember? Are you afraid of what they might tell you? Worry not, I'll be right there. Watch the sky closely on the 35th of Cassiopeia. See you soon, old friend.
That was... I guess you've always been a fan of symbolism. But you didn't even leave an address. Very irresponsible.
Oh no! Oh no, boy! Hi, boy. How's it going?
Pardon, boy?
Sorry, the language filter won't let you swear. No time! Duck! Now! What's going on? Are you okay? Do you need help? Healing? Something's coming. Something big.
Your next show?
What? No! There's no time. Duck! Is the ground? Oh, hello. Are we underwater?
Is everyone alright?
Phew, that was a close call. Could have been really dangerous. What just happened? Why is there water outside the tavern?
I'd also like to know the answer to that question.
I've got no clue. I was just outside by the woods, drafting my newest song, when the ground beneath my feet began to rumble. Not even a minute passed, and it rumbled again, and then a wall of water came rushing towards me. I didn't even dare wait. I ran immediately, looking for shelter. No way I was going to let my Hagum get wet. These strings are made of real Caribbean... I guess it is Caribbean, but it's like Charybdis. Caribbean silk, and the body's ethereal bamboo. It's a rarity.
That's the first thing going through your mind with a giant wave rushing at you.
Of course! This instrument is just as valuable as my hands. And just as versatile. Is everyone alright? Grace! Dragons, you alright? I was worried something had happened to you. Oh, don't worry. When the wall started rumbling, I hid under a table and watched the water rush by the window. It's like a tsunami, but tsunamis are very rare, if not impossible, so far into the mainland. Right. So strange. Everything seems to be submerged out there. I wonder what caused such a cataclysm. It's worrying, to say the least. And it's definitely too dangerous to go outside. Even the tavern's leaking.
Don't worry, it'll withstand.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I've gotten through worse than this.
You?
It's gotten through worse than this.
I wouldn't have thought I could withstand this sort of thing, but I'm even more glad that can. Seems to be a simple yet sturdy tavern after all. Just like you, Innkeeper. Are you flirting with the Innkeeper? Ha! Me? No. Also, that's besides the point.
Is it?
I mean, unless.
I like to work on my body. It helps in a lot of aspects.
Can we get back to the point, please? And just poor Grace is over there, horrified. Yes, sure, the point.
Right, back to the point. Did you see exactly what happened? Not really. I was listening to the whistle of the wind in the treetops, jotting down notes for my next song. But suddenly a horde of silver-crested deer rushed past me. Before they could trample over me, I jumped to the rock I was sitting on and watched them gallop downhill. When I saw the water break through the canopies, snapping trees in half like they were shashik skewers, I wasted no second. I turned on my heel, knowing I'd be done for if I waited a moment longer. Then it was here, and I told you to duck. That sounds horrible. Are you alright? Are you hurt? Oh, I'm fine, thanks. Anyway, with whom do I have the pleasure? I'm Grace. Nice to meet you, Grace. Oh my, you're Voyage, aren't you? The silver-tongued virtuoso? Yes, that would be me. My apologies, I didn't mean to push any boundaries. I saw you perform at Dropside Institute's campus that one time. I must say, you pulled all my heartstrings with your beautiful performance. Oh. I did that. Yes, I was awestruck by what your music could do. It was like magic in its very own way. Music can be very soothing in a moment of distress. Were you distressed back then? A little. I don't remember exactly why anymore, but I remember the emotion. But now I'm more distressed than I am right now. I hope Hex is safe and well. I'm sure he is. Shoot! Did you see the creature swim by? What? Where? It looked like a red-winged eel. Oh, I haven't seen one of those in ages. Where is its natural habitat? Actually, the Twilight Chasm. Why is it here? Something isn't right. I'm afraid you might be correct. I'm also afraid, very much so. I don't think it's safe to go outside. Of course not. You should stay here for the night. Would that be possible? Of course, the tavern will withstand this. And a bit of company wouldn't hurt. I agree. Thank you, Innkeeper. Say, you with the lute, what's your name? Fable? My name is Fable. Do you play? The lute, I mean. Sometimes. I'm still practicing and not all that good with it yet. How about we play together, a song or two, to lift our spirits and wait out the catastrophe going on outside? It's very untuned. It goes out of tune really quickly. I guess that's a lute thing. Gotcha. I'll show it to me. I'll help you with it and we'll jam until the next dawn rises. Blub blub, sleep with the fishies. Oh, it's just permanently there. Okay. Rising tides. Oh, we are in Act 3, the Twilight Flood. Okay. That is as good a time as any to save and stop for the night. Okay. Alright. The world's flooded? Or something? I don't know. I got we got a second floor. But, okay. Let's try and find somebody to raid. Let's see. Could raid Malice again. Ooh, somebody's doing Monster Hunter Rise. And Zelda RP. Peggle. Final Fantasy 16. Ooh, the finale. Oh, Vivi's streaming. Nice. D. I don't think D is a good raid target for tonight. Yeah. Let me pop over and see what the vibe is for a couple of these places. Hmm. They haven't been streaming for too long.
You know what? Yeah, we'll raid this person. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever it is in your part of the world. We're going to be raiding somebody playing some Monster Hunter Rise. A good old monster fighting. Going to wake you up a little bit. But next stream will be tomorrow night. We're going to be doing a Just Chatting stream, and we're also going to be doing some more game reviews. So, huzzah! Anyway, I will see you all later. Take care of yourselves. Have a good night.